Hello, fire signs. I'm doing a kind of a new moon reading for you guys. I've been out for like a month, just taking a break. But it's been a month, so it's time for another reading. And I decided to make it kind of a new moon reading. But we're going to use some oracles. First, we're going to pull these, and then we're going to do the reading, and then we're going to tie it all together. At the end, this might be kind of a long reading. I'm going to try to timestamp it into signs, but it's kind of, I might not even do that. I kind of feel like this is just collectively for fire, the fire elements. And I feel like this is just going to be the way I'm going to do it. So we got for the fire signs, new moon, old soul. You have lived many lifetimes and gained wisdom beyond your years. All right, so, you could be facing some challenges. And this is saying, you've learned a lot in your lifetime, this lifetime, and many lifetimes before. Now, out of these oracles, I am going to read just a little bit of the book description. It says, you're an old soul who has lived many lifetimes, and you are starting to remember them. You have a wisdom beyond your years. You have experienced, from a soul perspective, the best and the worst life has to offer. In this lifetime, you are being asked to use this wisdom for greater good of all those you come in contact with. Your words are powerful. You say things that heal people on a very deep level without even realizing what you say. This card is asking you to reconnect to the sage within. I like that. And this could just be saying, too, that right now it's also important to mind what you're saying and know that every word you say has power and strength behind it, and like words of wisdom. You could be having a conversation or be experiencing that during this new moon where it's you're having a conversation and, come from a place of wisdom, from a place of your higher self, where, you're speaking on behalf of the higher realm, not just the 3D, but keeping in mind with that comes compassion, understanding, empathy, the stuff we learn from wisdom, the stuff we learn from living. So that's a nice beginning, old soul. All right, let's see what the Shamanic Oracle has for you. So this is for Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries, fire signs. And it's the sacrifice reversed. You could immediately, what I'm feeling is, and I'll read it, and I'm not saying what I read and what I'm feeling is going to match up because a lot of it I read intuitively. So what I am feeling is you may either, there's two ways this could go. You could either be sacrificing a lot of yourself or a lot of your, even a lot of your knowledge and stuff to kind of please others, or you need to sacrifice more. I am going to read out of the book on this. Like all these oracles, I'm going to be reading out of the book because I just get a lot when I do readings also for myself. I like to read the book. It's just not all the time, but especially with oracle cards, there's something in each one out of different decks that match up to the others. So we're going to look. It says medicine. What is the one person or thing that you feel you cannot live without? It is time to offer it all to spirit so that it may unfold as it will. Do not cling to the old form or allow your sacrifice to weigh heavily upon you. You have sacrificed yourself and your dreams for too long. Now is a time to rededicate yourself to your journey. When you make sacred, you open the doors to infinite wealth. Do not delay. And this is spirit coming in saying that if there's something you're holding on to, this could be actual physical things. This could be just like an old idea or an old feeling, a thought, or something that you're clinging on to, hanging on to, and it's just dear to you. You let it go so it can transform. You let the universe work its magic. And that also comes from a place of wisdom and knowing that we don't necessarily, we can influence things around us, but we don't actually make the changes on things around us. Like other people, situations, everybody has their own responsibility in their own transformations. And that's part of knowing kind of when to step back. And this girl is holding a butterfly and she's releasing it. and maybe, and I'm even feeling like maybe there's something that you even helped transform, and it's hard to let like that transformation go, or that work you put in go. But it's like, how do I put this? So if she put all this work into like helping this caterpillar become a butterfly, what good is a caterpillar if it can't fly like it's supposed to after it becomes a butterfly, you know? So it's kind of like, sometimes it's like we contribute our part in the world and in our relationships, in situations, and then we can know that we did play a part in that, but also we know that we can't hold on to all the results. Sometimes we are a part of things that result in really beautiful things that we don't actually remain a part of, if that makes sense. We can know that we were a part of the transformative process, but we may not actually experience, because that's part of the beauty of, that's the sacrifice. Sacrifice is contributing your energy, your time, your love, your effort towards something, and knowing there's a chance that you're not going to see it. You'll see it, but you're not going to actually, you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for the greater good. You're contributing your time, your effort, your wisdom, your strength to help others around you. And sometimes, you know, you just have to come from a selfless place when you do that. That's the message I got there for you guys. Let's see about the yogic path. And it's reminding me, like, if you love something, let it go if it was meant to be. Or if you love it, let it go, and if it comes back, it was meant to be. And you can never lose something that was meant for you. But, you know, you might have just been meant to be a part of something that you're just not meant to stay in, you know? Whether this is a job, a situation, even just something transforming around you. You know, play your part, do your part. And we got samadhi. And I'm feeling like a very calming the self and being okay with everything around you. I'm also feeling like that the higher knowing too. And there's also like a light in the heart chakra here. So it's like, you know, I feel like he's radiating this energy out to the universe. And all these stars are coming to him too. It's like he's a part of everything. So it's like knowing that you may be a part of something bigger. It may feel like a great sacrifice to contribute to something that you, but that's releasing the ego and what we want out of things. That's ego, what we expect or what we want out of things, and letting things transform and letting things move in their natural energy. So I'm going to read that, okay? I am feeling better than I was last time I did readings. I was not feeling good, but I am feeling better now. Okay, and it did come out upright, so I'm going to read the upright meaning, and it says, have you noticed the signs of spiritual progress? And I'm seeing that too, that she's seeing growth happening, and sometimes it's like you contribute to something, you see happening, you see it growing, but you just kind of have to also release it, because there's a time when you've done your teaching, you've done your part. Your daily practice has brought you to a place of stillness, and it is there where you experience samadhi, the joining of all aspects of your being, physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional. Samadhi is the deepest level of awareness when you experience supreme bliss, consciousness, and enlightenment. Your human consciousness has become one with cosmic consciousness, and your soul has realized that it is far more than a mind and body. Celebrate the reunion of your soul and spirit, for you are a microcosm of the macrocosm. And I like that, because that's just really saying, hey, you know, you are a part of the bigger picture, the bigger transformation, and just feel at peace with that. Feel at peace with the fact that you are a part of every beautiful thing you see, and we are a part of everything we see, including it's how you look at it, negative, positive, it doesn't matter. We are all experiencing ourselves in everything around us, you know, and everything we are observing, and how we look at that, and how we transform that, and how we can release some of that is the most important lessons of living. Is like, okay, I see I don't like that. I can't control it, but I can look at this differently. Like, this is a lesson. This is something, you know, how do I put this? be at peace. Just be at peace with whatever it is changing, transforming around you. You are a part of it, whether you perceive it to be negative or positive. Try to look at things. If you're seeing things in a negative way, try to look at them from a higher perspective, from the old soul's eyes, and see that there's many, many lessons and many, many journeys that everybody's trying to learn, even that there is these lessons in these lifetimes, but then once awakening to that, realizing there's a lot of work to do, and you can't do it all, but you can sure be your peaceful, like you can sure be in your place, knowing where you belong in the universe and what your part is in your influence in everything that you take care of, everything you love, everything you cherish, everything you release, all of it, it plays its part. So that's really nice. I feel like you're watching things around you changing, and Spirit's asking you to be calm and be in touch with the universe and with your higher self during this time, because there's stuff transforming, and you may want to keep, whether this is over taking care of things or like controlling things, you need to kind of let the universe do its, let energy flow where it's going to flow, because you've learned. And then we got touching earth, planting something new. And it's an angel, and she's bending down and she's touching the earth. And I feel like she's putting angelic energy into the earth. And this could be, what I am feeling is, when we take our higher selves and that energy, the divine energy we all carry within us, and we actually put it towards something here on earth, it does plant something new. But we have to do it from a place that's non-self-serving. We have to know that we are sacrificing. And it's not, we don't have to be martyrs. You can have boundaries, you can have stuff like this, but we have to know that our time and our energy in certain areas where we choose to put it is essentially not going to, it will serve the greater good, and it will even serve us. You may not feel like it's what you want or what you envision, but that's all just like head stuff, and that's another thing with the, samadhi. It's realizing that you're more than just a mind and a body. Your energy, your energy can be put towards things, and you don't need anything else back out of anything. You can just put your energy towards things. You need to give yourself rest. You need to give yourself time. You need to give yourself permission to be human, because we are of the earth. And I kind of feel that with this card, that's the energy I'm getting. It's like, I almost feel like it's like higher self giving you permission to touch the earth, feel it, but then know that it's coming from a higher place, and that what you're actually doing here is something on the earthly plane. It would seem, it would feel like a sacrifice. Maybe, maybe you have dreams, maybe you have a relationship you really want, maybe you want to push your beliefs or whatever on other people. That's just bring your higher self to it, and just know that everything you're touching, everything you're interacting with energetically, is you're planting new seeds, whether they be sprout into positive things or negative things. It really depends on what kind of energy you're bringing to it. But I am feeling that. I will read that, touching earth. The law of cause and effect is always at work in your life, and this card is telling you to bring a greater consciousness to the casual seeds you are planting in your energetic field. The angel of the rainbow is sending a full spectrum of light and color to nourish your highest intentions and help them grow, and you can use her assistance to cultivate the destiny you desire. And that's what I'm feeling like. This is Spirit coming and saying, we want to help, but you have to release this idea that you did it, or that that because you put this energy into it, it's yours, or it's going to turn out a certain way, or some kind of expectation. And that comes from an old soul, an old wise, the sacrifice. It's like you have to sacrifice your ego, like this was me, I did this. Okay, you contribute to everything in the universe. I mean, we contribute, but so does everybody else. We're not the only ones. So everybody plays their part, but most of all, the coming together of everything and the releasing of that like human control that we have can really plant beautiful things if we just let nature do its job. Let something with the seed and the butterfly. I'm just feeling like, let it transform. Let it do let everybody kind of do their changing, their transforming. You've played your part in it. It doesn't mean you still aren't, but you know better to when to step back and be like in a place of like oneness with yourself and the universe, and know that you are co-creating with the universe. You are not soul like by yourself creating. This isn't a one-man show. It's it's everything. It's full spectrum of energy working together to change things. So I really feel like and you may have to sacrifice that mindset of, hey, I'm doing this, I did this, I did, and that's what I'm feeling. That's the message I'm getting. And it doesn't mean you're coming from a bad place when you feel proud of the work and the energy and the time you've contributed to something, but it means you have to let that ego kind of part go and let the universe say, let your angels and guides say, hey, and recognize that you didn't do it all by yourself. You did on this human level. Like sometimes you seriously felt suffered by yourself. You grew by yourself. You grew late nights by yourself, crying, growing, changing, transforming. But now you got to let that go. That I did this by myself, because there's something co-creating with you at that time, something holding your head up, something keeping you going. Don't forget that. This is making me emotional, but it's the message I'm getting is, if you are at this place in life where you feel like your angels, your guides, the universe has helped you survive and grow and change and transform, trust it to do the same for others. That's what I'm feeling like. If it was good enough for you, it was good enough for everybody else. If it's good enough and it helped you, if it's strong enough and it helped you, it can help others. But you have to release your kind of lower earthly control on it, because there's still a higher power helping you, a higher strength, a higher energy, more energy. And it's not actually higher, it's actually just all the energy. That's just how I feel about it. But it's like, it is higher, it's more, because there's more of it, and it's all working like nature works. Like balanced, it's way more balanced than our human selves. Not just any creature is perfectly balanced, but all together it makes it can be perfectly balanced. And that's the universe, that's the energy working. So it says, it's time to consider the garden of your dreams and take action that will produce beautiful blossoms and bountiful harvests. Is there a new project you have yet to begin, an image or an idea just forming in your mind? These seeds of inspiration are blessings from the universe, and you are the gardener being called to bring them to fruition. There could be something you're wanting to transform, to change, but I'm feeling a strong message to say doing it from a higher perspective, not from like the ego, human. I don't want to say little way, because what we can do as humans is huge, but bring that higher love, higher compassion, and higher understanding into what you're doing. That's the message I'm getting. On a practical level, this card could indicate some new or increasing activity in the natural world. You may be creating an actual garden for yourself, a place where you can draw on the peaceful energy of the earth. And I was feeling that too with this. It's like having your own little space or quiet place where you can connect and just be, It says you may even consider opening a flower shop or pursuing a career in a field related to agriculture, horticulture, or the like. You might also find yourself volunteering to clean up the environment, plant trees, or help out our Mother Earth in some way. Always remember to plant the seeds of optimism, self-love, and belief in every goal and every area of your life. For out of the energetic garden grows expanding joy. I plant the seeds of my future in every present moment. I nourish my destiny with action and joyous expectations. Being positive, when you do release some control, when you do release when you release that, release it with love and tenderness, and it doesn't, and optimism, does she really think this butterfly is going to fly away and never come back, and she's never going to see the fruits of her labor? She's never going to see her garden grow? Or do you trust and do you have faith that someday you're going to be walking down a path and this butterfly's kids or this butterfly itself is going to fly in your path and just give you just that inspiration or just that hope or just that sign that you need that day? That's the sacrifice, is knowing that nothing goes wasted. Not any bit of energy, not anything you put towards anything is going to be, if it's meant to play a part in the bigger picture that we can't see. So that's that, you guys. Oh, and we're going to get a little dream decoder card and see. All right, so I'm pulling these cards, these Dream Decoder cards, for a couple reasons. One, if you've been dreaming a lot or have any dreams during this time period that are even remotely related to this, you might want to rewatch this when you recognize you had this kind of dream. I did get 2 cards for you guys. Or this could actually be a waking life too, where it kind of resonates in like the way you're feeling in your waking life, not just your dream state. All right, so we got, first card out was sex. Dreams about sex aren't really about the physical act. They are more about your desire for a greater connection and intimacy. This may include a craving for more physical closeness, but the main emphasis is likely to be emotional. Such dreams may also suggest the need for psychological growth and self-discovery. Perhaps it would be helpful to deal with hidden or conflicting aspects of yourself. The identity of your sex partner in the dream is crucial to the meaning, since they will represent aspects of yourself you need to open up or integrate. You don't actually want to sleep with them. There may just be something about them you admire or can learn from. Or if you find this person repulsive, perhaps you must acknowledge or address a part of yourself you find uncomfortable. Anything associated with sex in a dream may also indicate hunger for greater excitement or adventure, or just trying new things. All right. And then the other one is superhero powers. Dreams in which you have superhero or magical powers are typical of childhood. This could be floating, flying, running really fast, jumping and surviving, seeing like X-ray vision, anything like that. But also some of these things can stand out. Like I feel like there could be something you need to look at in somebody else and see it in yourself. With the this sex card, I do feel like this could be also in waking life saying, hey, if you're feeling repulsed by somebody, or you're desiring closeness with somebody, or you feel this way, there's just some aspects of yourself you need to integrate in to make it more comfortable. Dreams in which you have superhero magical powers are typical of childhood, but you can have them at any age. Perhaps you're faced with malevolent forces, but discover you have supernatural abilities to resolve the conflict. And this could be just immediately I'm getting like with the higher self. So you may be dealing with some conflict and some things that are making you uncomfortable in waking life. And it's saying you do have superpowers. You have your old soul, which, is obviously, you know how to see things from a higher perspective, and that is magical, and that is super. And it can help you resolve conflicts and stuff without the ego involved. Whether strength, flight, telepathy, X-ray vision, or clairvoyance, generally such a dream suggests that you're tackling some kind of problem in waking life and would prefer it if the issue just magically disappeared. However, an alternative is that there's some hidden talent or potential within yourself you need to discover and develop. So it's basically saying, even though it feels like, oh, I wish this would just change, go away, transform, there may be some transformation needed on your part too, whether that's a release in some kind of expectation or ego-based expectations or anything like that, where there may be just something where it doesn't just magically disappear, but you are a part of the transformation, and your energy being put towards it from a higher perspective helps transform the situation, helps it magically just, it's not going to overnight go away, but it will once you are committed to bringing a higher vision to it. Okay? Being invisible may seem like a superpower, but it can also be a sign you feel ignored or neglected in waking life, or feel your life is insignificant to others. And that also can go with the sacrifice. So if you are feeling like you aren't being seen by others, heard by others, like you're invisible, it's saying, that could be a sacrifice you're needing to make, just by recognizing that your life is significant. And it's not that it's insignificant to others. If they act like that, they just don't see the bigger picture, which with the old soul card, you see the bigger picture. You see the higher perspective. You see the energy of the higher self touching the earth. And you're at peace with that. You are connected to that. You understand that. And you can sit in your truth with that. So the opponent in the superhero dream may be a rival in love or work, or perhaps an aspect of yourself. So if you do have some kind of rival or something, or some kind of dream where you're fighting somebody or something, could be yourself you're actually conflicted with. Because you could be either hanging on to something or releasing something that you're having trouble bringing your higher self to understand. Okay, guys, so that's not too bad. It's a lot. I've used a lot of oracles in this reading. I'm going to pull 3 cards. What's leaving in this new moon? What the strongest energy is during this time, and what will be coming in when the moon starts to wax again here. It is in Libra. Excuse me. Let me see here. Is it Virgo? It's Libra, I'm sure. Libra, new moon. What's leaving for the fire signs? Or it could just be energy that's hanging on to through this new moon, or, you know, because the new moon is really about setting new goals, newness, you know, it is about newness. We just went through some shadow work as the moon was waning, and now we realize, hey, there's still some stuff I can work on, there's still some stuff I can release, and that kind of goes with the sacrifice too, and the old soul. So it's the King of Swords. So maybe being a little too logical, a little too, you know, bringing your emotions to a situation, bringing yourself to a situation. Because the King of Swords doesn't necessarily do that, but he is logical, and he does want to get stuff done, and he is very analytical, so he analyzes everything. He could be thinking a lot. He could have been thinking a lot, and now it's time to, you know, either this is trying to hang on and you need to release it, or it's slowly through this new moon kind of fading into the background. What is the energy during this new moon? The Knight of Flames. So yeah, definitely going straight from being very still and analytical and not saying anything to coming forward and speaking and doing and action in what you're passionate about. And I do feel like that's at the very beginning about, it was about using your words. I think I had a little message in there about making sure you're bringing your higher self to a conversation. It was, if you were thinking about bringing a conversation or talking to somebody or doing something, bringing that calmness and that connectedness to the conversation, not just like kind of raging in there. So you could be feel like really raging in there and getting some stuff done and just kind of taking control of the situation. But I really feel like this is the energy you are needing to just be careful about during this new moon. And of course, coming in strength. So, you know, this is all these animals working together to get through these turbulent emotional waters. They're all working together, not by themselves. Knowing that inside, that's also wisdom. Knowing that this isn't a one-man show. We do need others to help us through times in our life, and they need us. So, you know, before you go raging in, bring your higher self to it. And yeah, there may be things you need to address and things you need to act on, but do it from a heart space. Do it from a place of connectiveness. I think I just said that. Do it from a place where you know everything you're saying is energy that's touching others. It's touching the earth, and it's transforming something bigger than just your situation or yourself. All right, you guys, this, and on the bottom, we got the Two of Cups. So this is definitely those Two of Cups. It's togetherness. It's perfection. It's balance. It's balance with your masculine and feminine energy. And it's balance within relationships, and especially where you could be feeling like two different conflicting ways of doing things, or two different ways of seeing things, or whatever, coming together. So during this new moon, I really feel like some things, as long as you are committed to kind of sacrificing some ego and bringing your energy to a situation, and a little less like this and a little more like this, things are going good during this new moon. And that's for you guys, fire signs. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you for coming and watching as always, and we will talk to you later.